Hey, what's up, guys? It is Rapmark here. So, doing my review for the seventh episode called The Retreat for She-Hulk. And, well, what can I say about this episode? It felt like filler. Like, it was so full of fluff and candy. I mean, essentially, the whole episode is, she's down. Josh? She goes on a few dates, and then they sleep together, and then he ghosts her, and then she kind of has to learn some self love, and then you find out at the end that no, he's actually a terrible, terrible person who, I mean, and it doesn't show very well, like if he's working for Hulk King or if he's it like it's I don't know. It's super weird. I don't know. We'll see where they go with it, but it's I don't know. It was really disappointing. Like honestly, this whole sitcom thing that they're doing, and I've said this previously before. Like it just for me, it isn't working. The writing just isn't there. There was a lot of stuff that was supposed to be funny in this, and it just wasn't hitting me. You know, Once again, I found myself just not laughing, not reacting at all to anything in this episode, except for the twist at the end where it reveals what actually happened with Josh. He turns out to be a scumbag, and it was really creepy too. But anyway, uh, yeah, where I laughed because it's just like, ha ha, saw that coming a mile away. It was one of those like, aha, kind of, laugh out loud. It's just like, yep, I saw that coming and he did it. And all right. But man, it was super creepy. Like, he goes in with her, they sleep, and then he like is copying stuff on her phone, uh, on his phone, and then a message that is either like it has Hulk King on top, but I mean that's supposed to be him. So is he Hulk King or is he messaging Hulk? Like I don't get it. But anyway, he's got like female Hulk, blood, and then green serum, and then yeah, whatever. So I mean, did he get her blood while they were having sex? Like while she was asleep? Like what? And then he takes pictures of her like in bed. It's it's really weird and it's really creepy. I mean, we've seen him go into weird places before, but man, that is some real like just yeah, it hit me. It hit me. I'm just like, man, what the hell? But I mean, yeah, you have Emil Blonsky. What the heck is his name? Does I have it here? It should. Tim Roth. There we go. Tim Roth. Yeah, his character's here, and yeah, it seems like he's totally a reformed person. You know, he's doing his sort of getaway psychiatric, or not psychiatric, but whatever therapy retreat sort of thing, where there's a bunch of like low, like they dug deep for these. Bullman, El, I, God, I can't even pronounce it. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. Anyway, Porcupine Saracen, who thinks he's a vampire. It's really, yeah, it's kind of bizarre. So anyway, Wrecker of the Wrecking Crew, he's also there. Uh, and like, so I get the whole, being ghosted. It sucks. I mean, we go through it too. I'm not gonna take away like, yeah, it happens to women a lot, probably a lot more. But we kind of deal with that too. Men deal with that too, and it sucks. And then you have to deal with, after you've slept with somebody, it's just like some are just saying, if he hasn't messaged immediately, drop him. There's 12 hours, 3 hours, 3 days, whatever. Like dating is already sucks, but then when you come into these weird like social rules, it's just it's so it's more complicated than it needs to be. Like so anyway, I did like in the fact that, there is some growth for Jen. She came to love both herself as well as She-Hulk, a little bit better. We do see, you know, so I am glad we got to see that. I mean, that being said, again, she's the only good character in this. Everyone else is just like bizarre people, like either jokes of themselves or just pieces of crap. And I don't know, like I can see why the whole therapy session thing that they had here was meant to be funny. Like, again, it sounds funny. But the way they're doing it, it's like it's so surface level again. It doesn't feel like there's any impact. Like the only impact is literally her growth, and it's only like 5 to 10 minutes of the episode. Like everything else is just complete and total fluff that does nothing to drive the story, you know. And then it harps on her, um, for constantly looking at her phone, waiting for a text. We've been there. I've been there for sure. Like I said, it sucks. Um, but man, it just kept on nailing it and nailing it and nailing it. And I mean, how did she get up there in the first place? Like, so apparently, his Abomination's inhibitor has malfunctioned because he went into an electric fence to save a chicken, and his parole officer has to go up there, but doesn't like to go up there by himself, so he asks her to go up with him as She-Hulk, and yeah, I mean, he offers to help her stay. Her car gets destroyed by Mamble and oh gosh, Aguila, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, El Aguila, which is Spanish for eagle. Um, but man, it was just like, so all of these characters who are in the therapy sessions are in Marvel Universe. They're minor characters, minor villains. Uh, but yeah, the show has just turned them all into jokes. Like, I mean, again, this whole sitcom thing is it's not its humor isn't for me. And I understand there are a lot of people who are liking this, and that's valid. It's very subjective. For me, the writing just it's so surface level. It's it just doesn't feel deep. It's so on the nose with no hint of subtlety, to where things that are supposed to be funny are just like wah wah wah. And again, I just think it needs to be like there needs to be more a bigger writing team, more competent writers. And not to say like I don't know, like no, no, like I said, there are things in which these writers are very competent at, and I will admit that. For this show though, this is not good writing. This it literally just feels like candy. It doesn't feel meaningful or impactful. We're in episode 7 of 9 episodes, and so many of these episodes have just felt like filler. And this one especially, because again, there's only like 5 minutes of time that actually moves the story along. Everything else is just complete fluff that they're trying to be funny, and it's just not hitting, at least for me. So I don't know. I just think they need a bigger and better writing team. Longer episodes on some of these would have helped as well. So I mean, I do like some of the things again they cover about it. Again, dating after what is dating like after sleeping. I like how we're so stuck on our phones. I do like some of the messages it does try to bring across. I just wish that the writing was good enough to actually let that shine, because once again, like, how many times have I reviewed one of these episodes and I've laughed like talking about it, because some of these things are actually really funny when you hear about them, when the idea of them is actually funny, and it hits that bone where it's just like, you know what, that's clever, let's see where you go with it. And there was someone who commented on one of my episode things. It's just like they don't think that they went deep enough into the whole sitcom, and I can definitely see that, because once again, like I quoted in a few episodes, examples of like Seinfeld and Friends, which I grew up, which there's like one or two good characters, and the rest are just like total sociopaths, just utterly terrible people. And again, I've seen a few episodes of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which again, I hear that most of the main characters are just terrible people, but it has its charm because it's well scripted, it's well put together, it's well written. So it has that charm where you love these characters even though they're terrible characters. This doesn't have that. These characters just feel like like mockeries of what they were in the comics. Um, I think in trying to pursue the sitcom type thing, it kind of devolves from the overall arc of the series, is the problem. Like standalone episodes, these aren't well written enough to stand on their own. And because they're going so into the whole sitcom thing, it takes away from the overall arc, which makes this whole thing just seem like a wasted opportunity. And it's sad because there's a lot of good ideas here. But again, we're in episode 7 of 9, and they parroted the whole Daredevil cameo in episode 5 or 6, and it's just like, no, I think it was 5. Yeah, no, it was 5. It was definitely 5, I believe. Yeah. And yeah, we still don't know where he is. They're probably going to wait until episode 9, which is unfortunate. Episode 8 is, I mean, I hope it ramps up, but the way they're going and the fact that they're so set on this sitcom thing, like, it seems like 8 is just going to be another episode that's sort of goes its own little direction, and then I guess at the end we'll go into the whole finale. But man, like I will see this the whole rom com thing. I love the music, stuff that they've done. The cheesiness of a rom com. You know, I think that is aspect of it is done fairly well, to be sure. But I think everything else has just not been done justice. Like the characters, again, are just I just can't with the characters. The narrative. Again, you're going for a sitcom, but the humor's not there, and so you have no arc. You have no narrative. Just slight growth arcs in self-contained episodes, which aren't that good or that funny, at least to me. Again, like I don't know. I just wish there was more to this show. I wish that there had been a better plan in terms of writing this. So, I mean, what would I give this episode? Cuz it's not great. Like I probably would give this a 4, but again, we're at episode 7 and we're still dealing with the same shit except nothing happened. I mean, in episode 4, I gave that one high marks because A, I love Wongers, and because B, I actually, as cringy as it was, I love Madison. Uh, and the thing is, as worthless as that was, stuff happened. Nothing happened here. It was all fluff. It literally felt like a massive fluff episode that served no purpose except for 5 minutes where she kind of gets some growth, which is unfortunate and not where you really want to be on episode 7 on a 9 episode series. So I can't give it a 4. I'm giving this a 3 because it felt like this did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing for this series. So yeah, this is very below average, and I hope they do. I hope they do better. Like I'm gonna cling on to the bit of hope I still have, but yeah, I'm not figuring getting anything until episode 9, and even then, I really hope they don't fuck it up. I really don't, or else this show is gonna go way down, and the rating of the series will go way down with it. So we'll see what episode 8 has, but I'm again not expecting anything exciting until episode 9. Unfortunately, just because of the way they're doing these episodes. So yeah, not even a scene breakdown because again, nothing happened. She gets stuck at a retreat after Blonsky's thing goes off, and then she's dealing with the Josh thing, and then she goes to therapy, deals with that. She feels better about herself, and then at the end there's the whole twist, which I saw coming, miles a fucking way, like way out there. Josh is a scumbag who either is or works for the Hulk King. I'm not entirely sure at this point, but I'm sure we'll find out at very least at episode 9. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this. That's all there is for the breakdown because, again, nothing happened. So disappointing. We'll see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll get you guys next time. See ya.